All right, well, the state bird in Minnesota, as all Minnesotans know, is the mosquito. So we are seeing it very fitting that we take you to what's called the Hairy Mosquito. So if you want to see all this is about, just stick around and you'll see. We're heading out right now. Bear is always a passenger when we go to special places like this. Actually, all places. It says here, awnings up, steps up, sewer cap up, don't forget your wife.
Well, I'm driving, so do you find it incredibly hard to drive 5 miles an hour?
No, actually I don't, but I know you do.
Just jealous because I get everywhere faster than you.
And more efficiently, is that right?
Yep.
It's an interesting fast food establishment. It is called Harry's Drive-Through Family Fast Food.
Sweetheart, it's Happy's?
Happy's, not Harry's. Harry's, Happy's, Swanson, Swan.
You had the hairy mosquito on.
Yeah. So yeah, Happy's fast food and dining. They're you won't find that anywhere else. These are kind of like quirky things you see in Mille Lacs County near Lake Mille Lacs. Okay, so we are going to the Hairy Mosquito, and the Hairy Mosquito is flea market, and they got a lot of niches. Well, we'll see. I'm not gonna divulge all the secrets, man. To be honest, I don't even remember. It's been a couple years since I've been there, so I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
Hold on to your butts.
Here we go. Oh, geez. 0 to 60 in 1.2 seconds. Ooh, just in time. I'm starving.
Okay.
Yep. Nice to meet you, sir. I think he's going through rigor mortis.
Rigor mortis?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Hey,
so at the front counter, from the front showcase, there's a case full of all these different Fortnites and stuff like that we have for sale, but it's layers and layers of built-up automotive paint. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Okay. And he's got something similar to that bait from a Cadillac down in, I think, was it Nevada or New Mexico or that area?
Krylonite.
Yeah, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's similar stuff. Similar. That stuff's spray paint. It's from all different stuff.
Interesting.
So sometimes there's boats, sometimes there's RVs.
Yeah.
There's semi-trucks. There's Kenworth stuff. There is. Like I got some 1960s paint that I just picked up from somewhere, but it's all different from all over the place. So it's different types of vehicles have different colors of paints.
Yes.
Yeah. And you make jewelry out of that.
Yeah, repurposed.
That's
And I like agates and all that stuff, but there's plenty of agates around, like for our Rock and Gem show we're gonna do next weekend.
yeah, Andy's mentioned that. That's a
There's
pretty
gonna be plenty. So it's the I wanted to finish up a couple different pieces that I've had in the works for a long time.
Now, do you do this here at the Hairy Mosquito? Is this where
Yeah, like so how do I want to frame this? I'm here part-time. Like, I'm not a full-time artist. I don't do this for a living, that kind of a thing. I'm only here maybe 1 or 2 days a week on the weekends. Do you still have really good friends with the kids that run around here, so it's a really good win-win.
do you sell stuff here on your own?
Well, it's all free commission.
Yeah,
Like through commission for the Hairy Mosquito.
correct.
You know,
Okay,
rent our spaces, that kind of stuff.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you look like you have a good time.
I do. I know how to have fun. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun time up here, you know, between our different events that we have going on and some of the different regular characters that we have coming through, the different artists that are around. I mean, in the case behind you there is where Doc is one of our resident artists who's been here for a really long time. He's a bone carver.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like all those hand-carved knives. He does all that, and he's in the studio next door.
Right.
And then there's Charlotte, who is our glass artist, and now she's out next to the bandstand, where she used to be in this art studio right here, but now she's in the transition of moving from one to the other, just to get a little more space.
Now I noticed that on the outside it's kind of empty. Is that did the vendors pack up because of the storm last night, or?
We don't have vendors every weekend, no.
Oh, I see.
No,
Okay.
we don't have vendors every weekend. It's normally on the second weekend every month. In June, we're doing every other, and then we're doing the second weekend in July.
Okay.
And then we're doing the second weekend in August. And then the second weekend in September is our big Bloodsuckers Bash Car and Bike Show together.
Now that sounds crazy. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. Where we have, like, the whole park out there is lined with cars. Even out into the front field behind the bus is full of cars for the car show. Motorcycles, food vendors, you name it. We have the owner Dave makes custom trophies every year for the winners. Sometimes it's like a welded trophy. Other times, you know, it just depends on the theme of what's going on.
And what's your name, by the way?
I'm Andy.
You're Andy too. Okay.
Yeah.
Andy and Andy.
Yeah.
And
Andy's art. I used to, so,
Andy's art is your business.
well, that's what, Andy's Arts is what I'm doing this under. I also host an agate swap. That's what I started out. That's what my business is an agate swap business.
And what's your business name?
St. Cloud Agate Swap.
St. Cloud Agate Swap. So for those of you that are interested in agates, St. Cloud Agate Swap.
I'm on Facebook, basically.
What's that? You're on Facebook?
Yeah.
Love it.
And you can meet Andy there.
Well, thank you.
Hey, I appreciate your
Yeah,
time,
thank
man.
you.
This is what I wanted. Thank you.
The guy who snuck by when we first, a little taller.
Yeah.
But that's the owner, Dave.
Go meet Dave.
Oh,
I have to go try and find him and talk to him, and he can give you a little bit more.
cool.
I'd like to know how this all started and everything. Because
Yeah.
we've been here a couple times, obviously, because we're from here.
Yeah.
And we
Always changing. What's great about the Hairy Mosquito is you never know what you're going to find because we buy, sell, and trade almost anything. So from one time to the next, our inventory will switch over. Like, you don't know what you're going to find.
interesting.
Even as an artist, all of a sudden we'll see something come in. We're like, where did you get that? It's really fun.
Awesome.
And the owner's Dave, right?
Dave.
All right, Andy, thanks for your time, man.
Yes, his significant other, Angie, is probably out in the kitchen cooking somewhere. She's probably in a red dress today.
Yeah, we saw her actually.
All right.
So,
Okay.
Thank you.
they're those ringleaders of the circus.
Andy, fantastic. Thank you.
Thanks.
You bet. He is actually, I found out, one of the owners here or the owner. But, you
I
know,
think everybody kind of has their own bit of ownership here. It's my place.
it's your place. How did the Hairy Mosquito come about? I mean, this is really a unique place.
Well, it started out as warehouse space. We used to buy estates. Trailer loads in, trailer loads out. We worked with auctioneers, liquidated estates, closed down businesses. Well, you can imagine over time the goofy, weird stuff. Well, nobody's gonna buy that. We'll hang it up here. The junk that nobody wants. Well, pile that up over here. I'll make some benches out of them old wagon wheels. pretty soon it started to be a collection of unique items. A man we called Pinball Bob, who was staying here in the one house. He says, "Give me a TV on the wall so I can watch the Vikings and a cash register on it. And put a banner up front and just make it a store. Give me $5 an hour. I'll sell stuff for you." We get, well, we did just that. Sat around one night playing music and said, well, if we're going to start a store, we need a name for it. A little bit of a story how it came up with something that says Minnesota. You had asked me that before. How'd you come up with the name?
Yep.
I don't know if I'll ever tell the entire story, but there was alcohol involved and Sasquatch and mosquitoes and Minnesota. We came up with Hairy Mosquito. I said, no, I can't go to the board in the county and say Hairy Mosquito is what we clean it up a little bit with Trading Company, because Trader Dave has to have trading posts and trading company. That's how the name came about, essentially. There was part of a song that was getting made up about it too. Anyway, we just started selling stuff. Well, we started out with having a nap-in up here in the wintertime. Split nappers that make stone knives and arrowheads. Well, we set up here and everybody get together and have what they call a nap-in. A great bunch of guys if you ever have a chance to go to a nap-in. Artists. And those people are kind of our people, Eventually, we started having artisan fests here, not just nap-ins. We now have a primitive arts fest. Of course, car and bike shows are fun, and I always have vintage cars around and motorcycles, and buy and sell a little bit of that stuff on the side too. Essentially, the Hairy Mosquito built itself. This artist is glass blower. If you've talked to Charlotte, she's been one of the longest artists been around here.
Glass.
Glass. She does glass.
Yep.
Glass works.
Yep.
Torch work, she calls it, but she's done larger glass blowing. She does some really creative work.
Yeah.
Doc that works here and does the carvings, antler carvings. Andy that does the rock work. Multiple artists that collectively kind of make the place what it is. If you were here next weekend for the Rock and Gem show, one of our bigger shows, artists kind of peppered into that show also. All of our events have artists. A couple weeks after the Rock and Gem show, we have the another artisan fest, more of a Renaissance style.
Uh-huh.
A couple weeks after that, then we have our primitive art show. A lot of fun to be here on one of those. Yeah. Pretty mellow around here. Weekdays, when we're moving junk around, stuff for sale. The artists are up here creating what they do.
I heard it kind of changes over what's available to look at. It's constantly different.
It's a living, breathing thing. It changes all the time.
Yeah.
You never used to have a beard at one point in time. Sometimes you're more hairy than you are on other days. Sometimes this place gets a little hairy, and sometimes it's not. As different artists we've had over the years changed the entire environment with, some of the events, you get different vendors, different people show up. It's never the same place year after year.
Yeah. Over the years, we're from Malacca, and we're full-time RVers now. But I've been in Malacca half my life, 20 plus years. And over the years, driving by, I've seen this place seem like it's getting bigger and bigger, and
Bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Looks like Snoopy's house when you're up front. It looks small. When you show up and go through the yard, it's multiple buildings. And it's grown quite a bit. We started out in one main building and grew. Overtook the property.
Now, what do people say to you when they meet you and they talk about this unique establishment? What do they want to know most?
How'd you come up with the name?
The name? Same thing I asked.
I'm sorry, I wasn't more original.
That's what, well, yeah, how did it come about? And what's, some people wander around here. If they've never been in an artistic type of environment, they wander around here wondering, what's this place's purpose? But I like it, you know. It really is about supporting the artist. You have some artists that, well, they don't get enough exposure, or they're not computer savvy, so they don't have items online. Kind of our job to help them artists. And at the same time, we buy and sell stuff. That's what we do. But in having that artistic flair in it, just makes it so much more fun.
Yeah, you have an interesting relationship with your vendors here. And I was talking to Andy, and he says it's a win-win for everybody that's involved.
Yeah. Some artists can't afford to rent a building and set up a credit card machine and do the paperwork, or they don't want to do the paperwork, or every artist has they're good at what they do. They're not necessarily good at all of the things that take to make a living doing artwork. Starving artist comes to mind, you know, the term.
Yeah.
That's because they don't have all the skills they need to make a living doing it. They're an amazing artist. Maybe don't have all the skills. Well, our job is to help that. You know, we can work off of just a commission, get an artist in here, and we'll work off a commission. I know we can sell their stuff. Maybe they're no good at sales. Maybe they don't want to deal with the paperwork of it. So they'd rather go get a job and just have it as a hobby. Well, this enables some of those people to actually take their hobby and run with it.
That's fantastic. Now, looking around here, was this always part of the Hairy Mosquito, or how did this come about?
The ice cream.
Yeah.
One of the vendors that was here years ago was at an auction and said, there's a really cool ice cream setup. And I said, boy, if we had ice cream here, like really had good ice cream, not some of the stuff you find elsewhere, that would really draw. That would be a fun thing to have an ice cream shop here.
It's literally a parlor, an old-fashioned parlor.
It wasn't that before. It used to be an ostrich farm, cheese factory. That was a lot different property years ago. A dairy farm started out, turned cheese factory. Well, then the ostrich people bought out the cheese factory. They sold ostrich meat and cheese, and so they had a lot of the property was already set up for food, that type of thing. This was never here. He was at the auction. I gave him a number. If it goes for less than that, we'll make the decision and we'll serve ice cream and have a little cafe that would make it fun. A good thing for the artist and the public when they're coming through. The pizza and ice cream, keep it simple. Now my honey, she does a lunch special every week. She's an amazing cook. Sometimes we have other cooks that'll just put together, here's your menu item, one item or two maybe. Yeah, we usually have something good to eat, reasonable price. You just don't have many options. We don't have a menu. It's on the wall.
It's right there.
It's right there.
Keep it simple. Now, you talked about ice cream. What brand is it? What's
Bridgman's is the best.
Bridgman's. It is. It is right up there.
Yeah.
God, remember the Bridgman's shop stuff?
Better. We got old fashions. We make it in small batches. Bridgman's ice cream is the best we can find around.
Yeah.
That can keep up with how much we sell.
And you sell a lot on this.
We sell, well, yeah, we have an event here. There's 3 girls back here scooping ice cream as fast as they can. Yeah, and we only have usually 10 flavors.
Yep.
There again, keep it simple. We don't have 47 flavors. We pick the top 10. There's always some ice cream.
I imagine vanilla's probably your best seller. No. What's your best seller?
Oh. Those 10. Everybody's got their own favorite.
Vanilla.
I like the chocolate. It's a rich, creamy.
Yeah,
chocolate.
I can go on chocolate too.
Strawberry is amazing. It's got real strawberries. You know. Bridgman's does a really good job putting together good ice cream. Try the Caramelicious. or the espresso one, whatever that's called. We could pick you up with a cup of coffee when it's cold out and a little whipped cream on top of that.
Look at
Yeah. And floats. We can make you if you're a root beer float fan, do you like root beer?
Oh yeah, absolutely,
We
100%.
can make you a float that'll blow you away. It'll be your new favorite float. And it's gonna be red, like the blood of a mosquito. The mosquito float. But if you like root beer floats, you'd love this, and it'll be your new favorite. Guarantee it. I'll make you one before you go.
Deal. What do you then you got Haggis Pizza.
Haggis Pizza is a local company here in Malacca that they supply the whole region of pizzas. Quick, easy to make.
Yep.
But they keep their quality standards up. Why we don't go with the cheapest pizza that we can make the most money on. We go with the best we can find for something that's still easy for us to handle. We're not making homemade pizzas, but Haggis is pretty good.
Haggis is a pretty good, yes.
Can't make it homemade, make it a Haggis.
And actually, for what it is, it's a very reasonable price. Because believe it or not, I used to be a driver there.
Were you?
Yes.
You worked for Haggis?
I worked for Haggis for almost 6 years, and I became self-employed. And Sean, the owner, gave me an option, but he said I always have a home. He's a fantastic owner.
Good guy to work for.
He's a very good guy. And but yeah, I was there for quite a while.
We couldn't get any more lucky to have Haggis right there.
Exactly.
I wish Bridgman's was right there too, but they delivered, so we're okay.
He's great. Okay, go around.
Yep. I know if you run out, they'll make a special trip for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One phone call, we got pizzas at our doorstep.
Yep. Yep. So this place really stands out. You can't miss it going north or south. You're gonna both directions on 169. You can't miss this place. How much traffic would you say it just comes in? Just people out of curiosity.
On a busy Saturday in July, with no events going on, we can pull 1,000 people through there.
Just 1,000 people.
During a busy event, our car and bike show, one of the most popular, the Rock and Gem show, coming up probably our top 2 draws for the year. Several thousand people a day is pretty normal. The hayfield doesn't look the same after they use it for a parking lot.
I suppose you don't mind.
Pretty flat. No, we'll park with a little bit of hay.
No. Do you have, over the years, you've got like Andy Cordova, for example. He's been here for a while. You must develop some special friendship relationship.
Absolutely. We deal with a lot of collectibles. In fact, we just started selling online through KBid, using KBid as a platform to help the clients that are with estates. I work with multiple different auctioneers in the area to liquidate estates. Now we have our own way where we can do online auctions, and you can go to hairymosquito.com and click on the auction tab and see anytime we have a live auction. We've got a silver and gold auction coming up in about a week. Silver bars, coins, flatware.
And you can find that at hairymosquito.com, you said?
And we sell all of our larger statues that we have out here.
Yep. Oh, wow.
Those are all online, so you can see the prices and all of them that we have.
What about the alien on the bench? That guy scares me.
He's on the website. You can click buy it now, and you can even have it delivered if you want.
Right to your doorstep.
Right to your doorstep.
It's like Amazon.
With the estates being able to auction our own items now, I'm not subject to when if we have availability at other auctions and transport in there. We can handle estates and close businesses way better than we could before. We're not just buying estates, but we can also have the auction service ourselves and do a better job, I think, sometimes. With KBid, 500,000 viewers or bidders on their system regionally in this area. One of the best platforms out there. And they're very supportive of everything that whether it be rusty old antiques or high-end items. Their platform works very well. I was going somewhere with that, but I don't remember.
That's okay.
Yes, I forgot what you asked me.
That's okay. Yeah, I did ask the special relationships you develop with your vendors and stuff, with like Andy, for example.
The relationships with vendors, it just turns into pain. You know, Charlotte has been here for 15, 20 years. At least 15 years probably. Andy's, he's kind of a new guy. He's only been here a few years, but once he figured out our family and community that we have here, artists can come together and you can have a blacksmith and a glass blower and a carpenter. And if they sit around and come up with an idea one day, that's fun to watch. Carpenter's gonna build a box, the blacksmith will build the handles, the glass blower's gonna add some detail to it. They can make amazing things. If you want a custom order, come here to have Doc carve something that the carpenter built. Want a unique item for a gift item? Talk to our artists, they'll come up with the coolest thing you ever thought of. You know, a fisherman that likes a nice fillet knife, Doc can fix one up and make his own blade. It's the coolest thing you ever seen. Get the girls like the jewelry, some of the Charlotte jewelry sells like crazy. And unique. It's not Walmart.
No,
Walmart is from Walmart.
no, but it does look like Bridgman's.
Yeah.
I feel like we're there right now.
Well, if we got all the fixings, we could fix you up with Lollapalooza.
Remember those?
So many unique ideas. What makes an artist's brain is the unique creativity. You need a unique item for a gift or something for yourself that you would hand down to your children. That's the type of stuff you could have made here. It may not always look like it's the most organized place in the world because we've got junk in and junk out all the time. The auction just got emptied out. You guys see the back room?
Yeah, we
got emptied out from an auction that just got liquidated all out. Well, now it'll refill with somebody else's stuff from bar stuff. So there's a lot going on here all the time, and for some people it's hard to figure out what actually goes on here. And then you stop by a couple weeks later, and it's all different.
Now, you're not retired.
Yeah. What is
What's your commute like in the mornings?
This morning was pretty easy. Shot up out of the camper. We live in a camper all summer long. We got a friend that come from down south, stay for the summer. Well, we just joined them. Bonfire at night, a lot of fun. The lifestyle. I had to walk all the way from the camper to get up here to get my coffee and then lounge on the couch and chat with everybody this morning. Andy, what are you laughing about over there? The migrant workers, yeah, that's coming up every year.
I told you that story when I got here. Yeah?
Yeah, there's another migrant worker. She won't leave though.
Can't leave
At
it.
least the other ones leave for part of the year, you know, when it gets cold up here, buried with 6 feet of snow.
What's your day like at the Hairy Mosquito? What's your day like?
I'm excited for Tuesdays. I get to start working on trophies for the car and bike show. I go out in a blacksmith shop or welding shop and start building trophies because we don't like plastic trophies around.
No way, Jose.
So something creative, build it on car parts. You know.
Love it.
So it's a big biker day.
There's quite a few bikers here, lots of hot rods and rat rods. The rat rod guys really like it here too, along with the bikers, because, well, it's a drive-in car show mostly. Once in a while, somebody will haul in their high-end car. Well, we got a gravel parking lot, so if I had a $10,000 paint job, I wouldn't drive it across that gravel. They haul it in because there's material for building on their car all over the place.
Yeah. Speaking of paint jobs, Andy was working on recycled paint. I see you got some up there too. And artists get.
Okay, what's your new one? Krylon
Yeah.
paint.
Same thing, just different.
Yeah.
Well, he takes that and runs with it, polishes it up, and he makes pretty nice pieces of jewelry out of that. And he works with another artist sometimes to wire wrap it with pendants.
Yeah.
That's kind of what the place is about. That makes it fun, I guess, is the collective effort with all the artists.
Dave, this is fascinating. We'll probably wrap this part up, but there's so much to see here and do. It's unlimited. You have to, if you drive up this way, it's worth a stop, and if you're not driving up this way, it's worth a stop. Find a way to get here at the Hairy Mosquito, and you'll meet Dave, you'll meet Andy, all kinds of fantastic folks. We love it here, and we've actually been here several times prior to this, but again, thanks for watching. Thanks for buzzing with us at the Hairy Mosquito Trading Company. We hope you enjoyed this episode, because next time we are going to show you why it's so easy for couples like us to entertain the idea of hanging up RV lights. And you know what? We're just like any other couple. It is hard and grueling when you're living on the road 24/7 in an RV of 400 some square feet. There are a lot of things that you need to think about, and there's a lot of things that could go wrong. And we're going to show you just that. That comes out next Friday. And hey, by the way, if you like this episode, you've got 2 more great episodes that you can watch on each side of your screen. So until next time, catch you later. And oh, by the way, forget, always keep your moral compass pointing north.